Hello and welcome back to my random Formula 1 things series. My name is Alex Does F1 Stuff, and today we are going over episode number 5 of my double points finale. So for those who haven't seen the whole premise of this series, I'll pop a playlist link. I'll pop a link to the playlist of this whole series, starting from episode number 1, where we covered the first 5 years of Formula 1 up to now. So the whole idea of this series is to see the impact of what Bernie Ecclestone introduced in the 2014 season, a double points finale for Abu Dhabi, and to see if adding that into all previous seasons of Formula 1, seeing if that would actually have an effect on the championship outcome. So without further ado, we will hop into today's So without further ado, today we will hop into these 5 seasons that we are covering today, which are of course 1970 all the way up to my animations just don't want to work, but 1970 to 1974. But without further ado, we will cover the first season on that list, and that is 1970, with Jochen Rindt securing the championship in real life. Let's see how he fares with the double points finale. Also, before we start, I've coloured in the championship finishers who finished in the top 5 in bright colours, and then everyone else just alternates between a light grey and a dark grey, so we can keep track of the championship contenders and players. So South Africa is round number 1, and Brabham comes away with a victory from Hulme and Stewart. So Brabham leads Hulme by 3 points. Spain, Stewart bags himself a victory from McLaren and Andretti as well. Andretti actually makes his appearance, or his first Formula 1 appearance. Stewart now leads from 13 points from Brabham on 9. Monaco is where Rindt secures his first victory in Formula 1, scoring 9 points, and he is now, 6 points behind Brabham, who leads Stewart. So Belgium is round number 4, and Ricardo Rodriguez comes away with a victory. That's 4 different race winners in 4 races. Chris Amon and Beltois are also on the podium. Brabham still leads Stewart by 2 points. You can see we're slowly getting more championship contenders pop onto the leaderboard. As we move to round number 5, the Netherlands, where Jochen Rindt secures his second victory of the season and the start of a win streak as well, as he wins again in France to take the lead of the championship, 27 points from Stewart's 19. He then wins again in Great Britain, moving to 36 points from Brabham's 25, and finally he wins again in Germany from Jackie Ickx and Denny Hulme. So Rindt's lead is now 20 points from Jack Brabham and 25 to Denny Hulme. In Austria though, Jackie Ickx comes away with a victory from Clay Regazzoni in second place. So Rindt's lead is still 20 points, but Jackie Ickx is slowly moving up that leaderboard. However, we come to the Italian Grand Prix, and sadly Jochen Rindt actually passed away at this Grand Prix in an accident. So hopefully he can hold on to that 20-point lead that he has over Brabham and end up sealing his championship. And with 3 rounds to go in Canada, Jackie Ickx comes away with a victory from Clay Regazzoni as well, with Chris Amon on the podium too. So Ickx is now trailing Rindt by just 17 points. As we move to the US Grand Prix, Fittipaldi comes away with a victory from Rodriguez and Whistle, with the gap now to Rindt 14 points from Jackie Ickx, the only man that could possibly overtake Rindt for the championship. He needs the victory in Mexico to overturn Rindt. And that is what happens. Jackie Ickx comes away with a victory in Mexico from Regazzoni and Denny Hulme. So for the first time since I started this series in 20 seasons of Formula 1, we have finally a different outcome for the championship. However, it is not quite under the circumstances that I would have liked. I'd have preferred it to be a proper championship battle and for a driver not to have passed away in the end. So we move to 1971, and this is the second championship season for Jackie Stewart. Andretti starts us off with his first victory in Formula 1 for Ferrari in South Africa. Then Stewart comes back with a victory in Spain from Ickx and Amon. He then secures a second victory in Monaco as well, moving already to a comfortable victories lead over Jackie Ickx, 14 points clear. And then Jackie Ickx though comes back in the Netherlands with a victory from Rodriguez and Regazzoni, the lead now just 5 points. But in France, Stewart comes away with his third victory of the season, 3 out of 5 races, to move 14 points away again from Ickx, and then he wins again in Britain from Peterson and Fittipaldi on the podium as well. His lead now 23 points by round number 6. And adding to this current success, victory number 3 in a row and victory number 5 of the season, Stewart wins again in Germany from Francois Siver and Regazzoni. His lead now 32 points. The Scot is currently on 51 points, while no one else is even in the 20s at the moment. This is a dominant season from the man in the Tyrrell. Austria is up next, and Joe Siffert comes away with a victory from Fittipaldi and Jody Scheckter, but the lead is still 32 points as Ickx failed to score. So Jackie Stewart can actually secure the title in Italy, and that is exactly what he does. He didn't actually score any points, however Ickx failed to close the gap to within 27 points. So even with my double points finale, Jackie Stewart is still the 1971 champion. But it was Gethin who came away with the victory in Italy. Stewart then wins again in Canada, and then Siver wins the double points finale round in the United States. So it did not work in 1971. How about 1972? Emerson Fittipaldi's first championship winning year. Stewart starts his title defence off well with a victory in Argentina from Hulme and Ickx. However, Hulme comes back with a victory in South Africa from Fittipaldi and Revson. So Hulme now leads Stewart by 6 points, and you can already see that the 5 championship contenders are already occupying the top 5 spots. But Fittipaldi comes away with his first victory of the season in Spain, matching Denny Hulme's point score. Beltoise comes away with the victory in Monaco. That's 4 different winners from 4 races as well, as Fittipaldi scores points in 3rd place. Belgium, he bags his second victory though, moving to moving 9 points away from Denny Hulme and 12 points away from Jackie Ickx. France, Jackie Stewart comes away with a victory to move 2nd in the Tyrrell, however he's now 13 points back from Fittipaldi. The British Grand Prix is won by Fittipaldi from Stewart and Revson, with Germany won by Ickx, Regazzoni and Peterson, and then Austria is won again by Fittipaldi, who is now 25 points clear from Jackie Stewart and Denny Hulme, who share 27. So again, similarly to 1971, Emerson Fittipaldi can wrap up the championship in Italy as long as he outscores Stewart and Hulme, and that is exactly what he does. He comes away with a victory around Monza from Halewood and Hulme, and he secures himself his first Formula 1 world title. However, Stewart comes away with a victory in Canada and as well a victory in the double points finale of the United States to finish the championship 7 points short of Fittipaldi's 61. So again, it failed to work in 1972. How about 1973, where Jackie Stewart won his 3rd Formula 1 world title? Emerson Fittipaldi starts his title defence off well in the Lotus with a victory around Argentina, with another Fittipaldi in the Brabham on the grid as well, scoring points. This did end up confusing me. It really doesn't take a lot to do that. But Fittipaldi comes away with a second victory in Brazil from Stewart and Hulme. However, Stewart fights back in South Africa, coming away with a victory and is now 3 points behind Emerson. But Spain sees Fittipaldi claim his 3rd victory in 4 races, moving away by 12 points from Stewart. However, Stewart comes back in Belgium and secures himself a victory, as well as a victory in Monaco as well, to be within 4 points of Emerson's Lotus. As we head to Sweden now, Denny Hulme comes away with a victory from Peterson and Siver, with Emerson Fittipaldi and Stewart failing to score. France, Peterson comes away with a victory from Siver and Reutemann, with all people do score, I'm confused. Jackie Stewart comes away with just 2 points to overtake Fittipaldi for the lead in France, with Revson coming away with a victory in Britain from Peterson and Hulme, with again Stewart and Fittipaldi failing to score. Stewart comes away with a victory in the Netherlands though from Siver and James Hunt, as Lauda has also appeared on the leaderboard as well. Germany is another victory for the Scotsman from Siver and Ickx, as his lead over Siver, his teammate, is now 15 points. Austria is a victory for Peterson from Stewart and Carlos Pace, as Stewart extends his lead to 21 points now from Suver. Italy is yet another victory for Ronnie Peterson from Fittipaldi and Revson, who closes the gap to just 21 points. And Canada, Fittipaldi doesn't come away with a victory, but he is second place, closing the championship to 17 points, allowing it to go down to the wire at the United States Grand Prix for the double points finale. Fittipaldi must come away with the victory, with Jackie Stewart failing to score any points in order to secure his second world title. However, that does not end up happening, as Ronnie Peterson comes away with a victory in the United States from James Hunt in second and Carlos Reutemann in third. So again, it failed to work in 1973. How about 1974, which saw Emerson Fittipaldi secure his second Formula 1 world title? So Argentina is a victory for Hulme from Lauda, his first podium in Formula 1, and Regazzoni as well. Brazil is a victory for Emerson Fittipaldi from Regazzoni and Ickx, with Regazzoni taking the lead in the championship. South Africa is won by Reutemann from Beltois and Halewood, with Regazzoni still leading the championship on 10 points. Spain in 1974 was Lauda's first victory in Formula 1 from Regazzoni and Fittipaldi, so Regazzoni now leads Lauda by 1 point and Fittipaldi by 3. Belgium is won by Fittipaldi from Lauda, again securing a podium, and Scheckter as well, as Fittipaldi takes the lead from Lauda and Regazzoni. Monaco is up next, and it is won by Ronnie Peterson from Scheckter and Jarier. So the points are vaguely the same, as Regazzoni leaps Lauda and Scheckter comes up to 4th. Sweden is won by Scheckter this time, with De Palia in second and Hunt in third place as well. Fittipaldi leads Regazzoni by 5 points, and Lauda and Scheckter are joint on 21, 6 points behind Fittipaldi. The Netherlands in 1974 is Lauda's second victory in Formula 1 from Regazzoni and Fittipaldi, as Lauda is now 1 point behind Fittipaldi. France is another victory for Ronnie Peterson from Lauda and Regazzoni, as Lauda now takes his turn at the top of the leaderboard, with Regazzoni second, Fittipaldi third, and Jody Scheckter fourth. Great Britain is won by Scheckter from Fittipaldi and Ickx, as Lauda maintains his lead at the top of the championship on 38 points, with Fittipaldi on 37 and Regazzoni and Scheckter sharing 35. Germany around the Nürburgring is won by Regazzoni from Scheckter and Reutemann, with Regazzoni now taking the lead in the championship, 44 points, with Scheckter on 41, Lauda on 38, and Fittipaldi on 37. Austria is won by Reutemann from Hulme and Hunt, who makes his way onto the podium. Regazzoni still leads Scheckter, Lauda, Fittipaldi, and Reutemann. And in Italy, Ronnie Peterson comes away with another victory around Monza from Fittipaldi and Scheckter, as Fittipaldi now clears Lauda for third place, but it is still Regazzoni leading Scheckter, then Fittipaldi, and then Lauda. As we move to the penultimate round in Canada, Emerson Fittipaldi comes away with a victory from Regazzoni and Ronnie Peterson. So Regazzoni goes into the final race joint points with Fittipaldi, with Scheckter 7 points back and Lauda 14 points back. So for the finale, there are a few permutations. There are 3 for Jody Scheckter to win the championship, but there is only 1 for Niki Lauda to end up winning the championship. However, for Regazzoni and Fittipaldi, whoever finishes in front of the other will be the Formula 1 world champion. However, as we go to the United States Grand Prix, Carlos Reutemann comes away with a victory, with Carlos Pace second and Hunt third, but Fittipaldi does enough, scoring some points in front of Regazzoni to claim his second Formula 1 world title in 1974. So yes, it has finally worked with 1970, but not quite how I wanted. Are there any more seasons in which it will work? We'll have to find out next time when we cover 1975 to 1979. And that is the end of my double points finale series for 1970 to 1974. I'm not sure if I rushed that. I don't know. I'm trying to get them below 20 minutes. I don't really want them to go over that, but as the season's getting longer, because 73 and 74 were both 15 rounds, I think. Both 15 rounds long. So in order to get everything all in with the championship battle, especially 1974, that was a crazy battle with people chopping and changing all the time. But in order to get all of that in, I need to go through it quickly or skip over some of the more dominant seasons, so some of Stuart's ones where he wins with 3 rounds to go, same with Fittipaldi as well. I just don't want to rush it too much. I'm not sure if I rushed that one too much. I'll have to wait and see when I edit this. But that is all I've got time for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video with whatever I decide to make. I'll see you then.